Hey there Taurus, welcome to your weekly tarot reading. This one is for August 21st to the 27th, so let's jump in and see what's on the cards. Before I do dive in, if you could please hit the like button, might want to think about leaving me a comment, and please do hit subscribe. It's all engagement based here, so basically if you don't interact, and if I don't do that when I'm watching YouTube content as well, it just goes like this, right, off the cliff and disappears, and that's really important to make it sustainable for us to actually make free content, so please do that. And in return, I'll give you a focused and present reading. If you would like a personal reading, you'll find the link down below to my website where you can check those out. I've got a freebie for you. You can grab my free Learn Tarot Quick Guide, which I'll link below if you want to get started reading the cards. And if you do want to take that journey deeper, I have a paid offering. It's called the Initiation, and in that online course I teach a full foundation in tarot and my signature reading process, and by finishing that course you'll be able to read the cards for yourself, your family and friends, and even turn that into a side hustle if you want to, which we could all do with one of those right now in these times, right? So that's there for you. Also my Instagram account, I am doing daily readings over there and lots of other content about, you know, awakenings, my personal story, and also angel numbers and all that jazz. So please do follow that if you want to, but look for the blue ticked accounts because there's so many scammers out there. That's why I've got the blue tick, right? Okay, I'm jumping on in. Just all focus on your reading now. So let me get your Oracle card out to start. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node, Taurus. Okay, so if you have your natal birth chart, your astrology chart, now you can get free ones online. cafeastrology.com is one place you can get one. There's a lot of information in your North and South Node placements, okay? You want to know the sign and the house because, so they say, the South Node, right, the opposite to this one, is what you were doing or the energy life lesson you were working with in your direct past life. And yes, we take that experience into this lifetime, but we're also meant to kind of step away from it because we did that, right? We did that. The North Node is where we're meant to be heading in this life, and there's clues about our life purpose, how we might, you know, confront our relationships, our work, you know, what's going to be important for us across the board. So step out of your comfort zone, something to move away from that, from your South Node that might feel familiar, but it's not really the focus, right? The growth is found in the North Node. All right, well, let's get you a major arcana card now, Taurus. If you know about tarot, these are the big life lessons, life themes. There's 22 of these cards. I'm going to see what one you are navigating as it pertains to stepping out of your comfort zone and embracing your life purpose. And I've got the Lovers. Now, yes, this can be in relationships, partnerships, personal, professional, or friendships, but this is also a big card of choice. Like before, this was kind of just known as like the soulmate card. It is actually a card of big choices around matters of the heart. So what I feel that you're being asked to do is to make the choices to really bring yourself into true alignments, balance, and harmony, right? That's all meanings of the Lovers. That is going to require you to step out of your comfort zone. So the way to really harmonize your life is to basically, you know, change and transformation is only available when we're out of our comfort zone. Okay, so there's something there for you. Yes, it could be with a relationship, could be with a Gemini, but there's a choice here that you're facing. So let's get your cards out. All right, Taurus, situational energy is the Ace of Pentacles. Well, you're definitely being called towards the new, but it's a challenge, right? It's a challenge to say yes to things when we don't have guarantees, we don't know where it's going to head. There might be fear of failure, fear of success even, fear of abandonment. We all have different shadow around these things. Challenge is Six of Swords. The challenge is moving towards this because you have to move away from something else. Like usually, like every beginning comes with an ending. Even you might think, oh, I'm entering into a relationship, I was single, you know, this is fantastic. Well, you're letting go of the full independence and the not compromising of the single life, aren't you? There's always a double-edged sword. There is a double-edged sword here. There's 7 of them. So I've got 7 of Swords, and that's in the advice. And like sometimes we can go, well, look, it all just seems, you know, I need to see more guarantee than that. I'm just going to stay where I am then. Well, what do? you Seven of Swords yourself. You sabotage the opportunity to move forward to growth. Like, you don't know what's waiting on that path for you. Could be something amazing. King of Pentacles, it could bring you to your power. That is your card. Oof. I've got double Taurus energy at the end, the minor and major. And that usually for me, Taurus, is around a really big commitment or contract. So that's where it's heading. It's heading to something very stable. The Ace of Pentacles can make you the King of Pentacles, someone who's like mastering that energy. Oh my goodness, I've got the Ten of Pentacles now. Okay, so I'll clarify as I go, but what I have here is that there is a new pathway forming for you, represented by the Ace of Pentacles. Now, it's something solid. It's going to be a commitment. It's going to be a contract. It's a general reading. Keep that in mind. I'm reading the pattern. It'll be playing out in different life areas for some of you. But for some of you, it's a committed relationship you're moving towards, or a relationship going into that place of higher commitment, right? Changing state. For others of you, this is around leveling up into work career. Like King of Pentacles is somebody who's climbing the ladder, and that can take a lot of courage as well. For others of you, you might be wanting to invest. Ten of Pentacles, so you can build that abundance, that family home. So they're the kind of themes I've got. Very earthy, very Pentacles driven, very much setting yourself up, very much like nesting energy here. So I feel like there's a new door opening here, and now if the door hasn't opened, remember what you're seeking is seeking you. I'm a big believer in actually putting your hand on the handle yourself, like seeking the investment, seeking the job, looking for that partner, having the chat about commitment, you know, that's stepping out of our comfort zone. So there's a new door opening, I think, that can lead you to fantastic places, but you need to step out of your comfort zone to go through it. And there's going to be a big temptation to not do that, right? Because maybe you've tried before and it ended up, like I said, what you might have marked up as a failure, but hey, maybe that was a practice run. So we can always reframe it in the positive. But in the Six of Swords, I see somebody who is transitioning on from high emotions, right? The water in tarot is like rocky emotions with a bit of a heavy heart. But what you don't know is that you're actually moving into smoother sailing times, landing on new shores. But you had to get in the boat, open the door to find that out. So you're in transition, and the advice is to move towards this, because this can become a solid, stable situation. Yeah, Knight of Wands with that. Sagittarian energy, fire energy, the action of moving towards uncharted territory quickly, because, you know, this has got a fire element to it as well, like enthusiasm, passion, potential for growth. But step out of your comfort zone. And because we're dealing with nodal energy, north and south node, it's going to feel weird. Not that it won't feel wrong, but it will feel like you really have to take a punt on this. And your south node's going to be calling you saying, no, let's just stay where we are. We don't need change right now, all the things. And that brings me to the Seven of Swords. My latest saying seems to be Seven of Swords in yourself when this comes out, because oftentimes we do this to ourselves. We decide to stay in the safety zone. We make a decision that's not in our best and highest good. And it leads to sabotage of path. It takes something from us, right? It could be with the Seven of Swords, because that's the swords are intellect. Like if you approach this from intellect alone, this decision, you're going to make an unbalanced decision. So I just posted on my Instagram this morning because basically my Instagram is a insight into what goes through my head all the time, and I started this work as an outlet for, I need to put this stuff somewhere, because like I'm just basically being in my authentic truth by delivering these messages, because I have to deal with it in my head all the time. But I put a post up about decision making, that if we make a decision just from logic, we often make a decision that's not in alignment, because on paper it can add up to stay where we are, right? The job that we really don't like, but it gives us stability. The relationship that's toxic, but it gives us security. You know, because the ego loves safety and it loves to stay where it is, right? And on paper it might add up because we're getting safety, security, or stability, but are we happy? Do we have a pathway for the future? You know, and that's where we need to bring in the emotional intelligence and the intuition piece. There are 3 decision-making tools: logic, emotional intelligence, and intuition. The emotional intelligence piece is like we looked at it through fact and logic without an emotional lens. Look at the pros and cons, the evidence. Now see which way it falls, right? Then bring in the emotional intelligence, right? So if I did decide this way or that way, would I be truly happy? What was my heart and soul? Really think about this. And that might shift your decision. And then bring in the layer of intuition. How do I truly feel in my gut and in my heart? What kind of vision do I have? Does it feel off or does it feel good? Do I feel open and expansive in the gut, or do I feel tight and constricted? That's all the information that you need is in the body. It's so wise. Yeah. That's how you end up at a victory. That's how you go from 7 of Swords in yourself to being the front runner, right? That's empowered decision making. I'm calling it embodied decision making. Watch this space. There's a trademark there. So 6 of Wands, right? You're being encouraged to move forward. Absolutely. And this is a card of victory or win. It's also the card of balance and harmony. Number 6 coming. Oh, we've actually got 666 here, and that's nothing to do with the number of you know what. In tarot, it's about the balance and the harmony. It's the synergy. It's, you know, homeostasis really coming into your world by making those empowered decisions, making those North Node decisions. So that leads us to a whole lot of Taurus energy. You and your power. Like this is being the alchemist. This is making magic, what I'm talking about. This is how we use our human skill of being an earthly animal with a soul, a spiritual connection, and a heart, an emotional center. The sweet spot of being an empowered human is where we're actually bringing together that trilogy, feeling, intuiting, you know, sensing, and that's magic. That's magic. There's so much here. Sorry, I just can't really bring it through in a reading like this, but I think you get the gist of it. Right? They're saying move on, move on. Okay. King of Swords. So you've got 2 kings, 2 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and the Hierophant. So yeah, you're at an important crossroads, and we've discussed a lot how to move through that, right? But the King of Swords says you need to see that big picture. There's an opportunity for major life transformation here and really getting to a very committed, solid, stable place in your life. You're actually navigating through a very important spiritual lesson. The Hierophant's the spiritual teacher. And, you know, really it's time for you to, like, you don't want change for change's sake, right? Because you'd rather be in your comfort zone. But everyone wants change if it brings us closer to happiness and harmony. And I always say that the Hierophant is that point where we're having an awakening to our truth and who we really are, and we're assessing situations based on our values rather than status or pay or comfort, you know, whatever it is. So there comes a time in life where we're very clear on our values and what we prioritize and what truly brings us happiness, and then we start to make the changes in our life that brings us into that. Now, it's often called the midlife crisis card, and I hate that saying because it doesn't happen in midlife for everyone, but it does for a lot of people, and that's why we have this energy. And the midlife crisis is basically an awakening to our truth that we are more than this body, that we you know, what our true values are, not those that were just passed down to us by parents or society or education system. You know, we really discover ourselves, and that usually results in a rapid domino effect of changes, right? Because once we know that, it's like, well, I want to line everything up with that. And I say that whether it's a relationship or whether it's a work situation that you're entering into here, if you have shared core values, a shared future vision and a shared lifestyle, and it balances with the lifestyle that you want to live, you got yourself a golden opportunity. So why not move forward with that? If there's red flags or one of those areas feels vastly off balance, then I'd be reconsidering. So you're going your own way, you know who you are, and you're lining things up from that place. And I think that this opportunity ticks those boxes. And if so, this is your time to move forward. This is your time to make the choice, because it's going to bring you a sense of harmony in your life that maybe you haven't quite experienced yet. And you know what? It trumps comfort. It trumps comfort, right? Because it's all good and well to be comfortable, but not if we're complacent or a little bit bored or not getting the growth. Like, I would go through that process to get here any day, and maybe you will too, Taurus. So I'll leave it there before I go on about my other formulas for things. Yeah, because we'll be here all day. So if you want more of that, follow my Instagram account, basically. And if you'd like a personal reading, the first link down below will lead you there. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, maybe dropping me a comment about some of this and how that resonates for you and your perspective. I'm very interactive in the comments, so it'd be great to connect with you there. And for now, I am just wishing you so much love and magic, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.